Hello, this tutorial is for current 5th graders who will be transitioning to Canyon Ridge Middle School during their 6th grade year. First off, we're going to go over your course selections here, and we're going to walk you through how to fill this sheet out correctly. After we fill this sheet out correctly, it is very important that you take your copy home to your parents. You have your parents review your selections with you, and then finally go online and register for your courses following this sequence of links. You go to Canyon Ridge Counseling website, you'll click on Course Selection and Transition, you go to Grade 5 to Grade 6 Transition, and then you'll use another program called Texas MyZone to actually input your selections. There's a whole other video on Texas MyZone, so if you need to, you can review that tutorial at that time. Once you're done inputting your selections and having your parents review them, then you're going to return this sheet signed by your parents to your 5th grade teacher by Wednesday, March 21st. Of course, if you are experiencing any problems, please give us a call at 570-3519. Okay, moving on to the course sheet. Section A is pretty simple. These are your required core courses. Everybody takes the same language arts, so you'll notice there's already an X there. Everybody takes the same science, so there's an X there. And everybody takes the same social studies, so there's an X there. Where you do have a choice, or you do have an option here, is depending on what math you're taking right now in 5th grade. If you are currently in PACE math in 5th grade, you'll put an X next to 2611. If you are currently in on-level math in 5th grade, you'll put an X next to 2601. It doesn't matter if you're planning on testing or you think you should be in it. This is just based on where you are right now. If you are in PACE right now, 2611. If you're not in PACE, 2601. If you do test into it, that's great. We will make the change at that time that you test into PACE. But for right now, put where you are currently eligible and which class you're currently eligible to take. Move down here to Section B. Very similar. If you are currently in Quest, you're going to put an X next to 8651. If you are currently not in Quest, 8652. Just like PACE, if you're planning on testing into Quest over the summer, that's fine. You're still going to put an X next to 8652, and then if you do qualify, we'll make the change then. Okay. Some kids say, well, what if I don't want to be in Quest anymore? That's fine. Talk to your parents about it. Have your parents contact either the elementary school or us here at Canyon Ridge Middle School, and we can walk them through that process. But for the time being, if you are currently in Quest, put an X there. If you are not currently in Quest, put an X there. We move down to Section C. Section C are physical activity choices. Some people call it PE. Some people call it life fitness. If you're a boy, it's pretty simple. You're going to put a check mark here or an X next to 7601. You take a full year of life fitness. If you're a girl, you have a choice. You can either take a full year of life fitness, or you can take half the year of life fitness and the other half the year of dance. So depending on girls, depending on which one you choose, you'll either put an X there or an X here next to 9806. Boys, you'll put an X next to 7601. We move down to Section D. This is your other elective choice. If you would like to choose band, you'd put an X next to 6600. Boys choir 6612. Girls choir 6613. And the elective wheel, which is a sampling of art, computers, and theater arts, you'll put a check mark next to 8622. After you put your X or your check mark next to the course that you want to take, your next step is to pick your alternate courses. In other words, if I can't get into boys choir, maybe there's a scheduling conflict or something has come up with my schedule, what would be my first alternate? So if I wanted to be in boys choir, I would put an X here. And if my first alternate was the elective wheel, I would put a 1A next to the elective wheel. If my second alternate was band, I would put a 2A next to band. Okay? So you put an X next to the one you want to be in, a 1A next to your first alternate, and a 2A next to your second alternate. Once you complete this process, as you watch another video, a teacher is going to come around and initial to approve your sheet. And then you're, of course, going to take this sheet home, review your selections with your parents, have your parents sign off on it, and then you're going to return your sheet to your 5th grade teacher by Wednesday, March 21st. Don't forget, the most important part is to go online and confirm your selections and actually input them into Texas MyZone. We have another video on Texas MyZone coming up shortly. Thank you.